Fans, welcome to Sports Chat. We're here tonight with Campbell County starting quarterback Ethan Jeffers. Ethan, it's been quite the road this year, and now we're getting ready for Knox West in the second round of the playoffs.
What do you know about West?
Well, I know they're a really fast team. Whenever I told me in film study, they've got a lot of fast defensive backs, and they're really big up front. So we just got to find a way to execute on offense.
Do they run the 4-3 defense, 3-4?
I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked a lot. I just look, secondary wise to see how good they are there. My linemen really just study the defensive line. So.
Now, this big, fast defense, we're going to see the patented Ethan Jeffers scramble this week?
I don't know about that. I know Lenore City ran a lot of quarterback runs with them and got some pretty productive yards on them, so we'll just see about that.
As long as you know when to get down.
Yeah.
Gotta work on that slide. Of course, you're coming off the big win against Gibbs. That was a pretty dominating performance on all aspects of the game.
You had a little bit of an early, slow start, but you started clicking pretty well against them. What do you see out of this secondary at West? Obviously, they're going to be much faster than Gibbs. Are they bigger than Gibbs as well?
They're. You can tell they're lifting weights a lot. They're a lot bigger, stronger, faster, but they don't move around as much as Gibbs. If you watch Gibbs, their defense moves around and tries to hide what they're doing. I'm sure West will do a little bit of that, but
They're more of a straight-up defense.
Yeah. So.
On your reads, is it harder to make a read against people who are moving around like that to you?
Yeah, pre-snap, you have a lot of reads pre-snap, like who's going where. Like some guys will be blitzing, then they'll drop back and show blitz again. So you just got to keep watching them, see what they're doing pre-snap, and if they're moving around pre-snap, you don't know what they're going to do after the snap. So.
Well, I've always heard, and Justin and Matt pointed this out. When you see defenses moving around like that, like Gibbs tended to do, it's because they're not good enough on defense to play just a base package on defense. And we're going to have to assume that West is that good because West is a very good team. They're only lost to Maryville this year. And really, they've scored quite a few points against everybody except for Maryville. So you're going to be really feeling the heat probably to have to keep up with it in a shootout.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have to execute very well on offense, but I have a lot of confidence in the defense. They just came from an outstanding game against Gibbs. We hammered them.
They pretty much shut Gibbs out. I mean, it was a garbage touchdown at the end.
Yeah.
They get the backups for the most part.
I know for you that has to be better because that first game against Gibbs, you had no trouble scoring against Gibbs.
No.
But you all come in and you scored a play. You had the 55-yarder or 59-yarder, I think, to Corey Phillips. Boom, you score.
Yeah.
Then you come with the first fumble, 2 plays, you score. So the offense is on the field for just 2 minutes, and you've got 14 points. But how hard is it to sit on the sideline and watch a team slowly work their way down the field?
Yeah, it kind of gets frustrating at first, but our coaches always fix that. At halftime, we make a lot of adjustments defensively and offensively, but our offense is set up to where we score a lot in almost every game that we play. But I have a lot of confidence that our defense will be able to stop that.
Now, I know you don't look a lot at the stats, but I do look at the stats because it's part of what I do, and I enjoy stats. I believe that you're less than 20 yards away from 3,000 on the year.
Yeah, 19.
19, yeah. So, hopefully, you can manage to get 19 yards back against West. It'll be a long night if you do.
Yeah.
But that would be an amazing accomplishment, something I never thought I would see at Campbell County High School. I honestly never thought I'd see 2,500 yards, but once, watching you in the 8th grade when you had, 2,500 or so, I've just never seen anything like that. And I knew that you were going to be at this level, also excel, especially when you got in this offense. It's just amazing to see, and that you have 36 touchdowns, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, so, hopefully you can get to about 42 after Friday night, because hopefully, we can score about 40 against West.
Be nice.
We may need all 40 of them. And I'll say the defense is going to play bad. West is just a very good team. Probably the state favorites, as Justin just pointed out to us. But you've been in the underdog role all year, it seems like, because it's just the nature of Campbell County. Do you prefer playing as the underdog?
we don't really look at that. We just play like we're supposed to play at the beginning of the year. You know, even though we beat Oak Ridge and Clinton and Central, people still thought about us as underdogs. But through the year, people started thinking, you know, this isn't the old Campbell County. That's what we've been really striving for, is not being known as a losing football team, and I think we've really accomplished that.
So you've definitely turned that around. No matter what happens Friday night, this is unprecedented season for Campbell County.
It's such uncharted water.
It's winning at such a level that you hardly know how to react to it. It's just something we never saw before.
I mean, we didn't know how to have a winning season, period, until a few years ago. I mean, Wells haven't won.
It's so much more fun too when you go to the game. When Campbell County did have winning seasons before, you'd go to the game and you would win 6-0 or 13-9 or something like that, and just hold on out hope you were going to win. You all scored 50 multiple times this year and 40 a bunch of times this year. It's just so exciting to watch that kind of football. I always say defense wins games and offense sells tickets, but you know, you're selling plenty of tickets with that offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and you have such a variety of weapons on that offense to throw to hand the ball to. I mean, we've seen a little bit of everything this year. We even saw the rare white Bengal tiger of the Nick Bailey pass at one point.
Here's what I'm hoping for with that before the year's over. I hope we get a lot more games, but if not, I'm going to see Nick throw one to you.
Trust me, I've definitely said something about that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, if you're going to be out there anyway, you might as well catch the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Now, another thing is that we're definitely uncharted water. You've got West, who, you know, is there. And I know you all haven't looked past it, but past West, you've got the potential to rematch with the one blemish on the record.
Yeah.
And, you know, we all know, if you've been around the sports scene at all, you've heard all the controversy. I mean, personally, I'd like to see them lose to South Doyle this week and us win just so we can say, well, you know, we went further in the playoffs. But I'd also like to see us roll down to mighty Maverick Stadium and walk out of there heads held high with a win and a police escort waiting at the Campbell exit to make my grandmother wonder what happened in Campbell. Every Friday road, my grandmother's like, something happened last night. Like, no, that was just the police escorting the boys home.
We know that you're not looking at that because you basically have the biggest mountain in the state standing in front of you right now. And that is the West Rebels. And all credit to West for being a great team. And that's a tough division they play in. And it's a tough division Campbell County plays in too. A lot of people make that, just because Maryville's in that division, a lot of people make it out to be the greatest thing. I mean, yeah, Maryville's that great, but Maryville's gone. Maryville's in 6A for the playoffs. So whether you win or lose against Maryville doesn't really matter for your season for the most part, other than the fact that you're just never going to win the district championship in that district because they've won like 12 in a row. I mean, eventually their program will falter. But 3A is a good football program, a good football conference. You know, Oak Ridge is a great team. Powell has came out of this thing and went to the state semifinals and state championship game the last 2 years, beat West. So, I mean, the people who down 3A, you know, that's just a big misconception. Campbell County is an excellent team. Anderson County is an excellent team, as much as people don't like them around here, but they're rivals, but they're still an excellent team. Oak Ridge is a very solid team, and so is Powell. And Gibbs is a very good team.
And Central's got a lot of talented athletes right now.
Central has a lot of speed. That's the big thing that people said West has all this speed that Campbell County is not saw. And that may be the case depth-wise, but Central and Powell and Oak Ridge all have some very speedy players on their team. And Campbell County does as well. Your receivers are extremely fast.
Oh, yeah.
And there's been plenty of times, like, I know you've thrown some touchdown bombs this year where your receiver has gotten behind somebody, but some of your drag routes, you know, Joseph Elkins, Preston Miller, Trey, Corey, they just take the ball and they outrun the entire defense. Yeah,
it's yards after catch is just a big thing they really focus on. You know, they really focus on catching the ball and getting straight upfield and not going east to west, getting straight.
Yeah, I've
straight
seen 6 is Miller, right?
Yeah.
I say it's 5 still, both there, 6, all that, but it's so hard for me after all those guys to, that's not them anymore.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've noticed with him is, he'll catch it and he sees that seam really well
Yeah.
and just gone. I saw one on the sideline. It was probably it was the last home regular season game, and just the block was perfect. It just opened up that little seam. He cut down that seam and was gone.
I know that makes things easier for you as a quarterback.
Yeah.
The pass over the middle is a tough one to throw. I always point that out. It's hard to keep the ball from rising, and you got to be really accurate because it's a bad place. And you're going to get intercepted a lot of times when you make a bad pass, and there's pressure on that throw. It's, to me, harder to make that throw than it is to make the deep throws sometimes. But that has to give you confidence as a quarterback to know that you can throw the ball 10 yards down the field and get a touchdown any time.
Oh yeah. They always tell me, Trey Torres is one of the biggest guys that preaches that. They always say, just get it to me and I'll make things happen. And that I just love to hear that.
Trey's usually telling the truth about that.
Yeah.
And Corey, I know y'all look to him a lot on 3rd and long, and Corey makes some really tough catches out there, goes over the middle. You're going to get hit when you go over the middle, and he and Trey, when Trey goes over the middle, he actually ends up punishing the defensive back most of the time.
I've left them both hang out to dry a couple times, but
That's the nature of the position.
You got to have the guy willing to go get it. Now Trey did tell us the other day that he's looking to get more quarterbacking duties after he's 2 for 2. He's completing 100% of his passes on the year, and he's averaging about 35 yards a pass right now.
if you go to Max Preps, he's above me because he's got a better quarterback rating, touchdown to interception ratio, completion percentage.
He's doing it all. He said, if they give me the ball, let me throw it some. Put Ethan out wide and see where we get. But anyway, it's been a great season. No matter what happens Friday night, obviously we all hope for a big win, and nobody, I'm sure, more than you do. And you actually you're holding the joystick for the most part.
Yeah.
Of the controller. So, it's going to be a great game, and I really just thankful for you that you came up here and
Thank you
played.
so much.
I've never seen anything like it. I thought I'd never see anything like this in Campbell County.
No, I'm long suffering in these games. Your Hall's game outscored my team's, the team my senior year of high school's entire everything. That team scored like 30-some points the whole year.
Yeah, that's what's always so amazing to watch you all go out and put up 56 points in that game in basically a half. And it's like, I was writing the story for this game Friday night. Gibbs had only given up 38 points in their last 12 quarters against Powell and Central and some good teams. And you all come out and basically in a quarter and 29 seconds put up 41 points.
Yeah.
And that's just, you all are looking, it's like lightning. And actually, also, you can't strike quick like that, but you actually had one game that one of your drives that took about 9 minutes.
Oh, the 96-yard drive?
You worked at 96 yards, and it reminded me of actually what Gibbs had done to us before that as a second touchdown drive.
It actually reminded me a lot of your 8th grade year in Fallen, when you all just had the total clock domination against Jacksboro.
I know they put Nick in down around the 5 and let him run it in. I honestly believe if they put Christian Mundy out there in front of you like that.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably get him
I
in.
wish. It'd be nice. But,
they had to keep you, healthy and everything. I know. How was your ankle doing, by the way? I know in Powell you were having
it's a little sort of, it's gotten a lot better. I was living around there a little bit, but coach has got on to me for it. But I just gotta keep going.
It's the nature of football.
Well, Ethan, on the non-football front, I know you've had some other sporting activities. Is it just football still for the high school? Leaning towards any baseball this year?
I've been thinking, and Right now, I think I'm going to stay with football, but because I really want to go
There's
somewhere.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I've been thinking hard about it, and I still haven't came to a conclusion, but right now, that's where it stands.
Well, I know you're a good pitcher in baseball, but football is where your bread is buttered, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't believe, whatever you want to do, I can't imagine that you're not going to be very successful at it, because I know you work really hard. I know people don't realize, we talk about this sometimes with people. What time do you get up in the morning?
Around 6.
You get to school, what, an hour before school starts usually?
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people get up and get cranky and complain because they have to get up at 7:30 to be at school by, 8 o'clock. He's already been there for an hour or more working.
What time do you usually leave?
School? Around 7.
So he's putting in 13 hours a day. What's your grade point average this year?
It's a 3.87 right now.
3.87. So he gets all his classroom work done, does it excellently, and having the best football season anybody's ever had in Campbell County High School football. What more can you want out of somebody?
It's true.
But the best girlfriend, too. I'm just going to say that right now.
Oh my gosh.
She's the best. I love her. Carmen, he's trying. You did well.
Thank you.
Well, fans, that about wraps it up for this edition of Sports Chat. We hope to see you all Friday night at Rebel Stadium in West Knoxville.